Big me. Hello. Fuck nuggets. That's what I call everybody who watches me. I still haven't done the command. Which is unlucky. Which is lucky actually, because we're gonna go through our first discussion. Which is this one. Well, not that one, but yeah, check Lucky's tweet about Twitch's new policies. Let's make that full screen. This was just so WoW players won't get mad at me when I watch videos when I play their game. So Twitch is now politicizing streamers' actions even outside the streaming platform and has new rules which can enforce them for said actions. Yeah, I actually I don't have any problem with that. The funny thing is, you know why? Because that's the thing that's been going around the world for quite a few years. Like, the thing that I retweeted was... Can I see it from here? Yeah. This has been the trend for a few years already. You know, companies held accountable for their employees' social media actions and employees fired from the same reason. It was never a matter of if, just a matter of when. And you can do immense amount of harm with that if the person who's responsible for monitoring that is evil. Tremendous amount of evil can be done with that. Like, there needs to be a distinction between disagreeing and blatant, like breaking the rules. For example, I understand that. For example, if you harass other people, let's say in Instagram, that's a violation of the Twitch terms and services, so you can get banned because of that. But if your opinion differs, well, let's see if I can find a not so controversial example. Well, let's take this one. I like living on the edge. We talked yesterday about transgenders. So, as I stated yesterday, I think they should be, they should identify themselves what they want, and everybody should have the right. I don't have anything against that. But if there's a person who doesn't agree with that only believes, and it's his opinion that there's only two genders, that's not something you should be banned for. I don't know if that. I'm pretty sure you can't get banned from because of that. But if there's a person enforcing these new rules who punishes people for thinking differently, that could be one. But yeah, and that doesn't break terms and services. Well, it depends on the context. If the context of that is like the person is harassing transgender people by going around their tweets and say that there's only two genders, that's harassment. But stating that there are only two genders in a discussion how many genders there are, that's not harassment. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so let's see what we can and can't say. Deadly violence and violent extremism. Yeah, that's okay. That's like understandable. Terrorist activities, yeah, and recruiting. Explicit and or credible threats of mass violence. Threats against a group of people, event or location where people would gather. Okay, that's understandable. Leadership or membership in a known hate group. Okay. We're gonna come back here. Carrying out or acting as an accomplice to non-consensual sexual activity. So yeah, that's like given. Sexual exploitation of children, so yeah, pedophiles such as child grooming and so yeah. Actions that would directly and explicitly compromise the physical safety of the Twitch community, such as threatening violence at a Twitch event. Explicit and or credible threats against Twitch, including Twitch staff. Okay, like I can see a couple of things that need to be cleared out what they really mean. These behaviors represent some of the most egregious types of physical and psychological harm, but we understand that this list is not inclusive of all types of harassment and abuse. While this policy is new, we have taken action historically against serious clear misconduct that took place of service, but until now we didn't have an approach that scaled. Well, basically the Trump account on Twitch is a good example. These investigations are vastly more complex and can take significant time and resources to resolve. We have access to the relevant data about activity that occurs on the Twitch service, which enables us to investigate reports and enforce our policies. For behaviors that take place on Twitch, we must rely more heavily on law enforcement, blah blah blah. In order to be as thorough as and efficient as possible in these situations, we bring on a highly regarded third-party investigator partner to support our Okay. Let's hope it's not that Anita Sarkeesian guy. Every time she's brought to be an expert, it hasn't ended well. This partner is an experienced investigative law firm that is dedicated to conduct independent workplace. Oh, it's the Bully Busters. What the fuck was it? To a sexual discrimination or assault. They have deep expertise in these types of cases, as well as training and conducting investigations with respect and sensitivity to all parties involved. This partnership will allow us to make more thoroughly investigate and respond to reports of off-service misconduct. We've also increased the size of our internal law enforcement response team, which is trained to manage sensitive confidential investigation and partner with law enforcement. I would actually be interested how well does this play along with the European Union's law that's for like identity in the web and personal, like, what the fuck is it called? Yeah, GDPR. Yeah, but I think this doesn't dance well at that with that. Strong communities are built on trust. Okay, well this doesn't scream trust if you hire private investigators to sneak around and investigate your users. This is the opposite of trust. Okay, let's go through. There was a couple of leadership or a membership in a known hate group. According to which country? The US? Let's see. What's the fucking word? It's not internal terrorist group, it's domestic. So yeah, this is gonna be domestic terrorism in the United States. Animal Liberation Front. Yeah. There's also Antifa and others. Yeah, so for example, Antifa isn't a domestic terrorist group in Finland, but it is in the United States. Also, The PVL isn't the domestic terrorist group in the United States, but it is in Finland. There's also not a neo-Nazi group in the United States. And then there's the problem of these hate groups rarely have like membership cards or anything that tells that this is a member of this group. They don't sign any fucking contracts. So this is like open for interpretation of the investigators, how they like. Explicit and or credible threats against Twitch, including Twitch staff. For basically, if you say "fuck you, Twitch," I hope your offices burn down because of the actions you have done, which is a normal like reaction to anything Twitch does. You could get banned for that, even though it's fucking satirical and a joke. And I want to disclaim now that that was a joke, and I really don't mean to burn down Twitch's offices. But let's say that Twitch decides to like ban World of Warcraft because of the racist dances. I just watched a video today about the history of the dance moves in World of Warcraft, and you actually could make a point that they are racist. And Twitch decides to ban World of Warcraft because of that. There's millions of World of Warcraft players, and all of them, like let's say Asmongold's 3 is like, hey Twitch, you can suck my dick. That's sexual harassment towards the employees of Twitch, so Asmongold is banned after that. Even though he doesn't mean that. This is just for like, for the protection of the workers' feelings, and nobody's fucking threatening them like seriously. Of course, there's a possibility for that. Like, well, Ice Poseidon's viewers called a fucking bomb squad on an airport. So there's a possibility that there's really bad people. But this isn't even the funniest thing. The funniest thing is the streamers with OnlyFans. Because these are the like category 2, but there's gonna be a time when they're gonna expand the criteria to their terms and services. So basically, because the terms and services say pretty strict rules against pornographic and sexual material. So the streamers who have OnlyFans, which is an off-Twitch platform, and they sell their nudes or actually porn flicks, they're gonna get banned. Yeah, but if they follow the rules, not yet, because of these are the rules they go by. But if they have to like expand this. These are pretty like this view is narrow, so they need to widen the view, and they're probably gonna go for the terms and services.